A Baudette native was one of those recently evacuated from Afghanistan. This story from our news partner, the Northern Light Region newspaper in Baudette. Bill Roepe left the United States Embassy in Kabul, Afghanistan by helicopter last week as part of the evacuation of U.S. citizens. Soon he was aboard a C-17 military flight that left a Afghanistan airport amid chaos that played out on television screens across the world. As we flew in the helicopter to the airport, we started seeing all the military folks there trying to keep the airfield open, he said. Roepe, a 1987 graduate of Lake of the Woods High School, had served in the military in Afghanistan and later worked as a private military contractor for more than a decade. It was bittersweet leaving, but there's also an anxious feeling when we got to the airport, Roepe said. After retiring from the Army in 2009, Roepe worked for two private military contractors in Kabul. His first job was on the ambassador's team, protection detail, and most recently had worked in surveillance of the embassy-related personnel. The situation had been escalating in Afghanistan for months as the United States announced it would withdraw troops by September 11, 2021, after nearly 20 years. Last month, Roepe said personnel at the embassy started hearing rumblings that they might have to evacuate, and as provinces began to fall to the Taliban in recent weeks, things started getting dicey, he said. Roepe lived and worked within the confines of the U.S. Embassy and said he felt relatively safe there. The complex was fortified, and Kabul itself seemed safer than other areas of the country. Large Afghan forces protected the city, but things began to change. You could legitimately feel a heaviness encroaching over the town as the bad guys were getting closer, Roepe said. When the C-17 took flight from Afghanistan, Roepe said they had no idea where they were going. It turned out they landed in Qatar, where he spent 2 nights in 108-degree temperatures. From there, he went to Kuwait and then to Dulles Airport in Washington, D.C. Now he's home in Butte, Montana with his wife Kim and 3 sons, reflecting on his years in Afghanistan and the events in recent weeks as he had a front row seat to the collapse of the Afghanistan government to the Taliban. I'm Neil Carlson reporting for PageOnePublications.com.